Hi, I'm Steve at the Carmichael Workshop. Today I'm going to show you how to make a simple workbench out of 7 2x4s and 1 sheet of plywood, unless I make a mistake. I built this small 2-foot by 4-foot workbench about 10 years ago, and since then I've filled up the bottom and the top of it. So what I want to do is make a longer workbench for back here that will make better use of that space. I want it to be about the same length as the workbench in my middle of the shop, which is about 75 inches long, and I'm going to make it 22 inches deep, which will give me back a couple of inches of aisle space. Also, I bought a couple of these 12-gallon shop-vacs, and I'm going to put one on this side that's dedicated to my spindle sander, and one on the other side that's dedicated to the bandsaw. And then I'm going to, in the middle, do some organization for these Harbor Freight parts containers under here. So, first thing I need to do is cut my 2x4s down to size, and I'll make the plan available for this workbench over on my website at thecarmichaelworkshop.com. So let's head outside with the miter saw and cut down these 2x4s. Alright, I've got all the 2x4s cut to length, so now I'm going to assemble identical frames for the top and bottom, and then I'm going to connect them together with legs and dividers. And I'm just going to pre-drill and use these 3-inch screws. Whenever I need big sheets of plywood like this, I always get them to cut it down with the panel saw at the home center for me. It saves me a couple of steps, plus it makes it a lot easier to transport. You just have to check the measurements because they're not always that accurate, and you might have to adjust your project to match. This particular plywood is 19/32 of an inch thick, so I think it's going to be just fine for this purpose. So let's screw down this bottom shelf. The remaining 2x4 pieces are for the dividers for the hardware storage compartment. And I just need to notch these out so they fit around these cross beams. These hardware bins are 16.5 inches wide, so I spaced the 2x4s so they're 16 3/4 inches apart. I figured out that all 6 of my bins will fit in here, so now I just need to cut 12 runners. These hardware bins, I'm going to have them recessed a little bit, so the runners need to be 3/4 inch by 1 inch and about 19 inches long. I added sides to the runners to keep these organizers from getting all whomper-jawed when they're in there. And on the bottom of these, they have these little feet that will stop it from being pushed all the way back. Is it really necessary for them to stamp my nickname all over these 2x4s? Alright, well here's the finished workbench and everything fit just like I had hoped, so that's cool. All 6 of my containers fit in here, and I could probably tighten up the space between them and even fit another one in there if I need to. I like how the shop-vacs store away. I'm probably going to have to turn them sideways so the hoses go out the sides of the bench over to the tools. And I could even enclose those later if I wanted to cut down on some of the noise. But these new, smaller shop-vacs aren't nearly as loud as my old one was. Over here, this shop-vac is just for this sander. And I bought one of these DGC eye socket auto switches where you can plug in the tool in the back, and when you turn on the tool, the vacuum comes on at the same time. So that's really cool. I've still got my remote control that I'm going to use for the other shop-vac as well. This simple workbench was easy to build, and you can make it with limited tools. Overall, it cost about $60 in 2x4s and plywood. And don't forget to get the home center guys to help you out with the cuts if you need to. If you'd like to get the plans, just click the link in the video description below. Don't forget to visit my website at thecarmichaelworkshop.com, where you can see full blog posts about this as well as more pictures. If this is your first time seeing one of my videos, I'd like to invite you to subscribe for more fun videos like this one. Click that like button, leave me a comment below and let me know what you think, and tell me how you could customize a bench like this. It'd be cool to hear some other ideas. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.